Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Wednesday, February 21st, 2024. A lot of stuff to cover here. This post-market wrap up. Let's start off with the market here just real quick before we cut to what I really want to talk to you all about. And it seems pretty obvious that people are being set up for a great fall. Hold that thought. So with the market today, really a nothing day. What did we do? A mixed market, relatively nothing, honestly. The 10-year yield did creep higher after the Fed minutes came out today, and I want to talk more about that too. But again, hold that thought. Gold and silver under a little pressure. Crude oil getting bid higher. Bitcoin around 51,000. Okay, like I said, not really too much going on. So look, with regard to the propaganda that we heard today out of the Federal Reserve, and again, it makes me want to vomit. I can't say it another way. It makes me want to throw up all over the floor, all over the freaking ceilings, walls, and everything else. You got, again, the same freak show. I'm starting to freak out. And I'm talking about, the mainstream media, propaganda ministry, the CNBC, the Bloomberg, the Fox business here, talking about the Federal Reserve as if this is some kind of a divine entity which is working very hard to control inflation. You can't make this stuff up. You have to understand what's happening. And I know you do if you follow this blog, and you should expect this kind of talk. But so out of the Fed minutes here, look, it was about maybe possibly where rate hikes, rate cuts, excuse me, are not going to happen when everyone thinks they are, because the Fed really wants to bring down inflation before they start cutting. Nothing could be farther from the truth. I'm laughing. Okay, let me explain this to you maybe even another way. The Federal Reserve, regardless of what they say, is on a fixed path. Everything they do is methodical. It's thought out well in advance, way, way, way in advance. Okay. So the Federal Reserve is going to cut rates because, again, they got the economy and the people by the throat. They have war, which they're sponsoring all over the world. Okay. The Federal Reserve, number one sponsor of war. Period. Okay. And then, of course, it's our politicians that are all playing into this entire thing. You all know that. You and I called this before anybody else, and we haven't seen a damn thing yet. The military-industrial complex being fueled as people are paying for this literally with their lives, and a lot more people are going to die moving forward. I mean, just count on that. But okay, so with the Fed minutes today, that's what it was. It's like, well, maybe we'll see, and we really got to, maybe if inflation drops, you know this better than anybody. A central bank's power resides in one thing and one thing only. That's their ability to inflate, their ability to create cash out of nothing. Okay, war right now is the number one tool that's being utilized right now to issue debt. The Fed has one product, that is debt. They issue it to the world, in this case, the United States and the world, because the US dollar still remains the world reserve, okay? And we understand where that's going. What's actually going on here, this is a war between the BRICS alliance, which, I've covered this a million freaking times, and what's happening here. Nothing is what it seems to be. This is not a retaliatory war that's going on here. It's going to go on, and you will all know that. Not only is it going to go on, but it's going to vastly expand moving forward. Anyway, so I was just like writing down a few things here before we get to what's going on. So market risk right now, okay, it's high, as we can gauge from the MMRI, Mannarino Market Risk Indicator, 10-year yield, what the US dollar is doing on a relative strength basis. But the market's okay with this right now. The market seems to me, and let's just talk a little bit more. So right now, you and I have nailed this market to the wall and then beyond the wall, all right? Calling what would happen way before it did, explaining record high, where this is going to go. And I think, honestly, that you and I nailed that. So why is it? Maybe we'll move a little forward here. Why is it? What's your opinion? What's the first thing here that comes to mind when you hear that multi-billionaire investors, CEOs of corporations, senators are dumping billions of dollars worth of stocks? What What do they know that you don't know? Why is this happening? It should be pretty obvious. If you have followed this blog, what did I tell you I was going to do? If it became clear to me that a particular individual is going to be selected as the next president, there's going to be no election. You have to understand, no election. It is a selection. Now, let's ponder something else real quick. Is it possible that these insiders, the senators, the CEOs of major corporations, multi-billionaire investors, that they maybe know something like we were talking about a second ago? Did they maybe get a little insight into things that you're not supposed to know? Obviously, that answer is a glaring yes. I have already explained to you where this looks like it's going. Right now, the creature thing, vomitous mass puke that is sitting behind the Resolute desk appears to be the one selected. The military industrial complex, this is clear now. The market, I've already told you what I believe, or how I believe this market will respond to the creature thing, vomitous mass puke, getting reselected here. Ain't going to be pretty. It is not going to be pretty. I already told you I am pulling out of let me explain this to you another way here. These big wig CEOs, senators, billionaire investors, they got to pull out now. And I'll tell you why. Because they can't, it would look too obvious if they did so later on. Okay. Now, for a guy like me, okay, people like you, we can sit back and bide our time here a little bit. I still believe the market's going higher, again, as the selection is taking place. But these people have to do this. Now, I have said several times, I will pull out. I will sell it all. Okay. If I am, and I'm getting more convinced every day, okay, but the people I talk to, the action here by billionaire investors, by insiders here, corporate insiders, CEOs here, they know what we know. Okay, believe me, they know what we know. There is no election. This is a selection process. The market wants Donald Trump. Donald Trump would be massively positive for the stock market. I've already covered why. All right, he's already explained to us what he's going to do. Corporate tax cuts across the board, making sure that the corporate agenda, I guess, if you want to say, remains fulfilled. That is, the fat cats get fatter. The 1% and 2% get richer. Okay. and in that event, the market will go much, much higher, obviously. This thing here, anti-business, all right, anti-free market, clearly. But again, war, the mechanism here is massively powerful, and people get so wealthy off of this. It's an incredible thing. So what I know is going on here is these insiders here, they're dumping the market because they know what we know. And that is right now, in my opinion, and I know this is going to get a lot of people up in arms because you think you know everything here, but maybe I have a little insight into this that maybe you don't. But I'm telling you right now that right now it appears the thing, creature vomitous mass, will be selected. There will be no election. Could this change? Maybe. I don't think so, though. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that people are being set up for a great fall at multiple levels here, not just from a market standpoint. We've already covered this, you and I. I said after the selection, it's going to be a new ball game. It's going to be a new ball game in a big way with regard to this market. And I am sticking to my guns on this. And if I see, I'll tell you when I'm out, when I'm getting out here. I've done it before. I will tell you when I'm dumping this whole thing. Right now, no. I don't see a reason for it. Let these billionaire investors, senators, let them do what they're doing. They know. They can't tell you this. You have to understand. It's just, it's so obvious that it just makes you want to laugh. But that's what's being set up right now. And Look, this really shouldn't be a surprise to anyone, but I think it's gonna end up again in a way that of their choosing, which is they're gonna if this happens the way that I feel it's going to right now, the way obviously that the billionaire investors, CEOs of these corporations and senators already know, there is going to be a lot of unrest here in the United States, and they are counting on that. They're counting on that because they want to exert control. And they will do that. Believe me, this selection is going to be guarded by the military like you have never seen before. They're already going to be put on alert, ready for anything. And then I do expect there's going to be unrest, and then that's going to be squashed very, very rapidly. And then, of course, if it gets grossly out of hand, they're going to use that to steal your freedom and your liberty away from you. Okay. Sound about right to you? I think that's exactly where we're going here with this here right now. The market here, we already know it's in la la land. It doesn't make sense. The valuations don't make sense. The fundamentals that are supposed to be in place for the market don't matter anymore. But again, this cycle here has given us a clear insight. And you and I called it. We called this, where this would go, the record highs. Everyone calling for every month. This freak calling for a crash on this specific day and time. And this freak doing the same damn thing. They've been doing this for years, these people. And they've been losing and losing and losing and leading their people astray in every way possible here. Look, you and I, because of our insight into this entire thing, allows us to position ourselves for what's coming. All right. There's no doubt, and you and I have been well aware of this for years and years and years and years and years. This thing is gonna end in a meltdown of epic proportions here. Again, debt market is going to literally implode on itself. It's going to be something that I think is going to shock people beyond their wildest dreams. Eventually, massive sell-off in the debt market. It's going to wipe out stock markets around the world, and cash is going to simply move into other assets, commodities. You know how I feel about those. I believe cryptocurrencies, artwork, all kind. Cash never goes. It doesn't fly away. It just goes. It looks for places to go here. Now, it's very possible that these, again, billionaire investors, CEOs of these major corporation centers, they're repositioning themselves, getting into other assets here, understanding where this is eventually going to go. It could not be more clear to me that if this goes the way it appears, this market is going to be extremely unhappy. And I can't even underscore that enough, the extreme unhappiness. And that would present opportunity too for people. Let's say, for example, let's just throw a hypothetical out here. Let's say we're getting close to selection day. All right. I make a decision and I'm like, I'm pulling out of here. I'm getting out of here. There's too much risk. I see things unfolding in a very bad way, just like these multi-billionaires are doing right now, and the CEOs, and they're locking up their cash, putting it somewhere that's in essence safe, or they're getting it involved in other assets as well. Okay. So let's say things go the way I just said. Creature thing, vomitous mass is selected, reselected. Market takes a massive hit. Okay. We wait for a bottom here. Okay. We get back in. Period. Our other assets are going to do great. I think initially that would not happen. Initially, when there was a massive sell-off in the stock market, which in this case would precipitate, I'm talking about a massive sell-off. Sell-offs are normal. I'm talking about a crash. Okay, would be precipitated in a real crash in the debt market. You all know that. Okay. Let's say you and I start to see 10-year yield, bang, 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 market's getting hit, but we'll be out of the market before that. We're going to be out before that, right or wrong. Okay. I'm already planning on it, people. I'm telling you right now, I lay it out for all of you as clear as I possibly can. Okay. I will be out of here way before. And if the market does the opposite, let's say, for example, Trump is selected, don't look like that as of right now. Stock market takes off. We just get back in. What do we lose? We lose nothing. Understand? Nothing. Zero. In the event creature gets reselected, market takes a big hit, we just ride that out. We just ride it out. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. We got it covered, man. I'm telling you, people, and I've been telling you forever, we are going to remain light years ahead of the curve, you and me. They can do whatever they want. They can throw whatever they want at us. It won't matter because we have an edge here that is insurmountable in my view. All right. Now, I know, look, a lot of you are going to be blinded by what you believe without any real foundation behind it, or without looking. See, look, the easiest people to deceive, I don't know how to put this another way, are those that, number one, have their faith in the wrong place. That's just goes without saying here. But those that are not able to see what's in front of their face, in other words, hidden in plain sight. All of this, everything is hidden in plain sight, and people can't see it. They become blinded. Okay, and that is the downfall. That's what leads to the downfall of most. You understand that they can't see what's right here. It's impossible for them to do because of their convictions. They're not willing to say, "Hold on a second here," because nothing. I've been telling you guys and girls for years. Nothing is what it appears to be. The world is not run by kings, presidents, dictators, monarchs. It's the central banks and their plan. We are living in a side effect of what they have already set in effect, in motion years, decades ago. Understand? And that's why, people like the super rich here, the CEOs of corporations, the senators with a very clear understanding of how the whole system works are getting out. They're getting out now because they see what we see, at least what I see. And I believe most of you understand what's happening here. It's just too obvious. Now, with that said, look, what are we going to do? You and me, we're going to bind together. Okay, we're going to stay ahead of the curve, bet against the debt, become our own central bank. Expect the unexpected. Expect people to suffer a great fall on multiple levels as we move forward here. But again, having this knowledge, having an understanding of where things appear to be going right now, and if this changes, believe me, you're going to be the first ones to know, at least from me. And again, look, I listen to all of you. I understand, I think, the mindset of those of you that follow this blog. I think we're pretty much all on the same page. You got to understand what's happening to you, the divide and conquer, it's just, there's so many levels to this. It's crazy, but look, we got each other. We watch out for each other. I think that's key here. Raise your awareness as to what's happening. Open your mind a little bit more. Stop the indoctrination process that's going on here, and realize what's actually happening. A whole new world is going to open up for you. I don't know another way to put this. All right, look, people, I'm kind of out of here right now. Did a lot. I covered a lot with you. I want to hear from you on all this as well. Please get it out there. Please share the video. I hope this makes sense to you, what I'm saying here. And I know it might be a lot to swallow for some of you. I get it. Believe me, I get it. And but if you can understand the way, it's not that hard to put pieces together, understand why certain things are happening. Again, these billionaires selling massive amounts of this market here right now, way ahead of time. It's not because they're expecting a crash tomorrow. This illusion of the market is going to be maintained. And the propaganda is going to get even worse. How great we're doing, how rich we all are. Some are, with the 1% and 2%ers always win. And they're going to continue to win. That's just the way it works, But we know what they know. You understand? We know what they know. And I think that gives us a huge edge on all of this stuff. And I think most of you would agree. People, thanks for being here with me. Thanks for listening to all this. I love all of you from the heart. You're fantastic. A big shout out to everybody, and for your love, your support. And I'll see all of you in the morning, okay? Let this sink in a little bit. And there's a lot here, all right? But as usual, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. See you in the morning.